Well, let's get right to our word of the day. The word of the day today is fairness. Fairness. And it's really covering three different subjects, the fairness. Number one is an accusation about the show that we hate Trea Turner. Number two is how fans reacted with the Sixers back in action tonight to Paul George's wife posting a lot of social media photos of his vacation during the All-Star break after he scored only 2 points in a game without Maxey and Embiid. And then the third part is how some people reacted to the Kevin Patullo hiring. And we're trying to figure out overall what fairness really is when it comes to sports in the city of Philadelphia, okay? And this is all coming off, obviously, a high with the Eagles Super Bowl. And a low right now, frankly, for the Sixers and a rebuild for the Flyers. So it puts everything in. The teams are not all in sync in their development. It's not a situation like it was in 1980, for example, when all 4 teams were ready to win. You have 2 teams that are ready to win. One just won. One team that should have been ready to win that comes up short, and one that's transparent about not being ready to win. Very different times in the city. Let's start with the Trea Turner thing. I want to make it clear. The best show ever does not hate Trea Turner. Here's the truth about Trea Turner, though. He's been good since he's been here. He was great before he got here. He's been good since he's been here. He was great before he got here. And the only thing we want, and this is one thing I know we all agree on, we want him to be great. The fans have been great. When is he great in return? And we have not gotten that from him yet. That is not a hatred thing. To me, that's fairness. He's been good, but he hasn't been great. But before he arrived, he was great, and he was given $300 million to be great. Harper, for example, got that money and became a better baseball player. At different seasons, we've seen him hit with more power since he's arrived, higher batting average since he's arrived, change of position, showing more toughness. Bryce Harper has been great. Trea Turner has not for $300 million. I think saying that out loud and demanding greatness this season is ultimately fair. But you correct us on whether or not that's fair. That's number one. Number two is the Paul George thing. On the one hand, it's the All-Star break and he's not playing in the game. If his wife wants to go on vacation, what's he supposed to do? What's he supposed to do? Tell his wife, no, we can't go on vacation? Well, of course not. So then the next start becomes, should she be posting it? And my answer is she should be able to post whatever she wants to post. I will say this, though. Some of the ways in which he was chilling, there were fans who were saying, you can't chill that hard after scoring 2 points. He looked like he was very relaxed. Now, some of this is obviously tongue-in-cheek. But it did seem like you were chilling like he was chilling like he was so tired from scoring 50. He was tired from scoring 2. So, I understand why the fans looked at it that way. But it's not fair to ask a guy to not take vacation during the All-Star break. And he didn't post it. His wife posted it. His wife posted it, not him. And then once fans got mad, they posted more. And then finally with Patullo, here's the question with Patullo. It has nothing to do with Patullo. It has to do with Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni backstabbed Brian Johnson. And I think he's learned from it. But he micromanaged, and that was his offense, and then Brian Johnson took the fall. Anybody that's telling you otherwise, by the way, is at this point purposely lying because they've also been told the same information Ricky and I have been told and Savannah have been told. It was not Brian Johnson's offense. It was Nick's. Will Patullo be allowed to do his job? So before fans jump on the negative with him, you got to ask whether or not it's fair and whether or not he's going to be allowed to do his job before we decide whether or not he's going to do a good or bad job. But Ricky Bo, overall, what do you think about what's fair in Philadelphia sports?
Oh, man. It's funny you brought up the whole Trea Turner thing, and we get on him when he's not doing well. And what happens to us? People come after us like we're not just posing facts. I think what should become fair is what's factual.
Yeah.
What happens on the field. I don't care if you go to the beach. Let me put it this way. You brought up the Paul George. I think it's kind of funny, but I don't think it's really funny because he did just score 2 points when he was supposed to be the main character in a game, and he didn't show up for any reasons. And next thing you know, he's out there having a nice glass of wine, sitting on the beach with his wife, having a good old time. He is entitled to that. When they have time off, he can go do whatever he wants to do. So I don't judge him on being down in nice weather when it's cold up here. I don't have a problem with that. The thing about like baseball is a weird thing because when you look at a lot of the players, we have judgments because of how they perform on the field.
Yep.
And if we see something we don't like, we're going to bring it up. We're going to say this isn't right. He doesn't look right. He's not hitting the way he's supposed to be. And a perfect example to me is, are we being fair to Alec Bohm? Are we? Do we just assume that he should hit X amount of home runs? Or do we assume that he should be able to field a ground ball? Or do we assume that he should be happy here? Or do we assume that he's not getting traded? All this stuff, it all kinds of plays in. But we have our idea of what a third baseman should look like at the big league level. I think we've treated him fair. You know what? He was putting up RBIs. We could deal with that. As long as it's alleyway to alleyway, I'm good with that. But, I mean, there's so much more that even goes into that. I mean, people will say, you look at Kevin Patullo right now. What is fair for Kevin Patullo right now? He is a first-time offensive coordinator stepping in to the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. We could say what we want. We're not going to know what he's like until those regular games start. You could say anything you want to say. We could come out here and BS you till the sun don't shine anymore. But what we're actually doing is having a hopeful turn is what you're doing if you're on his side. If you're not on his side, you're going to say, well, he's never done it before. This is not right on a team that just won the Super Bowl. It's going to be hard for Jalen Hurts to focus in this type of situation. Nobody knows any of this. So there is no real fairness for Kevin Patullo right now, with the exception he has been Nick Sirianni's right-hand man since they've come here. So I guess he should have some kind of an idea of what he needs to do and how he needs to have this offense clicking on all cylinders. But, I mean, fairness is all about, to me, what you do on the field, the rink, on the court, whatever sport you're playing, how you perform is where I come up with the fairness.
610-632-0975. Word of the day, fairness. Trea Turner, is he overly hated with $300 million in his pocket? Is it all right for Paul George and his wife to take pictures on the beach when he's on vacation during the All-Star break? And people that are prejudging the Patullo hire, are they being fair or not?
Hey, everybody, thanks for watching our YouTube. If you want to help us out, go ahead and like and subscribe for us. If you liked what you saw, go right over here to our playlists and pick out whatever you want to watch.